Hello, Midnight Readers. Welcome back, and welcome to this episode of Friday Real Talk. We're going to be doing something a little unconventional, a little wacky, if you will. As you guys know, AI has become increasingly popular and is a hot topic for debate these days amongst various groups and users. Sometimes it's completely taboo. It's something that you shouldn't be using whatsoever for certain things, such as if you were to use it to write a whole book for you. That's not cool. However, it seems to be more acceptable if you use it to help, let's say, edit or punctuate, things like that. There's this whole rift, at least in the writing world, where there's a lot of back and forth, and I don't want to say like a divide between two sides, but it kind of is. There's a chunk of people that feel that it's absolutely great and can do no wrong and is the way of the future, and the other group that is very resistant to using it almost at all. And there's like this little itty bitty gray area where they feel like, it's kind of okay if you use it for certain things, like I said, for editing or punctuation, things like that, or asking it questions. So yeah, what we're going to do is kind of like test it out. See how intuitive, if you will, AI actually is when it comes to the writing world and the topics at hand. Obviously, we're not going to have it write anything for us because we don't need it, do we? But yeah, so we're going to start out with a few questions for AI, see what it thinks, see if it's spot on with what the general consensus actually is or seems to be, and then, yeah, kind of go from there. The way this is going to tie in is it's fun because this particular Real Talk is going to tie into the more spicy, more fun version of the next one. And we have a very fun guest host that's going to be on that one. So you guys aren't going to want to miss that. He's got a cool voice, got some cool ideas, and yeah, I definitely can't wait to share that one with you. But for now, let's test AI out. Let's see how this goes. Okay, so my first question is, what are some of the most enticing tropes in the realm of romance writing?
Great question. Romance thrives on emotional connection, tension, and payoff, and certain tropes consistently hook readers because they deliver that in irresistible ways. Here are some of the most enticing and fan-favorite romance tropes: enemies to lovers, friends to lovers, fake dating, forced proximity, and second chance romance.
Okay, well, I don't know about you, but to me, that kind of hits the nail on the head. I mean, the whole thing, the whole explanation of why, and the tropes themselves. Those are ones that I often write about. And as we just finished Confusion in a Small Town, in that particular book, there were several of those. There were the friends to lovers, kind of first proximity, second chance romance, and then of course there's the best friend's brother. That's a big one too, and that was a prevalent one in Confusion in a Small Town. Okay, all right, so let's go for question two. Question two, let's go with, what is the most appealing trope out of them all when it comes to romance?
The most appealing romance trope really depends on the reader, but if we're going by popularity, emotional payoff, and wide appeal, one trope consistently stands out: enemies to lovers. Why it reigns supreme. High emotional tension. There's built-in drama, banter, and sizzling chemistry. Growth and vulnerability. Watching characters overcome their pride, prejudices, or grudges creates a satisfying emotional arc. Mutual respect earned. The romance feels earned because they have to learn to understand and appreciate each other. Incredibly fun to read, snarky dialogue, misunderstandings, and slow-burning desire are engaging and addictive.
Ooh, okay, that was a pretty good answer. I'm not gonna lie, there's nothing in that I can argue with. Okay, so far it's 2 for 2. Not bad. Let's get a little bit deeper into the tropes that were featured in Confusion in a Small Town. Let's ask it a little bit about maybe relationships with best friends and their brothers. Okay, question 3. Best friend's brother, let's see. Why, or better yet, what makes the best friend's brother trope so appealing?
The best friend's brother trope is a fan favorite for good reason. It's packed with emotional tension, forbidden longing, and built-in backstory. Here's what makes it so appealing. It's taboo, but not too taboo. There's a subtle forbidden love element, I shouldn't be thinking about my best friend's brother. The stakes feel personal, not scandalous, which makes the trope fun and juicy without going overboard. There is built-in history and proximity. They already know each other, or at least have crossed paths growing up. Maybe he teased her as a kid. Maybe she crushed on him in secret. Either way, there's history, which adds richness to the romance. 3. The glow-up factor. Often the brother doesn't see her that way at first, until she grows up, changes, or stands out. That moment of, wait, when did she become her, hits hard for readers. Stop sign 4. The off-limits tension. The best friend might be protective. The brother might resist because of loyalty. The secrecy, sneaking around, or conflict about when to reveal the relationship adds drama and emotional stakes. 5. He sees her differently. Where others see just the little sister's best friend, he sees her potential, strength, or real beauty. It's a classic. He chooses her moment, especially powerful if she's always felt overlooked.
Okay, I mean, that was a pretty good response and a pretty solid reasoning to back it up. So far, I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 3. It's kind of hitting the nail on the head, don't you think? Alright, let's see. Now, let's push this a little bit further. It's got the general consensus, I think, pretty well down, which, I mean, really is kind of common knowledge, isn't it? It doesn't take much research. Us readers and writers can kind of put all this together. It's pretty basic. But let's see how it does. Will it give me advice? Can I ask it for advice? Let's see. I'm going to tell it that I have a crush on my best friend's brother, just like in the romance books. Should I go for it and see if it'll give me advice? Okay, so here's the question. Just like in the romance novels, I like my best friend's brother. I think it might even be love. Should I go for it?
That's such a tender and complicated place to be, and also incredibly romantic. It sounds like you're living one of the most beloved tropes in real life, and that alone says something. These stories resonate because they mirror deep, real feelings like yours. So, should you go for it? Let's break it down gently but clearly. First, be honest with yourself. Ask yourself, is this just a crush, or does it feel deeper, like admiration, comfort, real connection? Do you know enough about him, beyond looks or old memories, to say this could be real? If it feels like love, or something that could genuinely grow, then it's worth taking seriously. Second, what's the friendship dynamic? This is the most delicate part. Is your best friend super protective or chill about their brother's dating life? Would they feel hurt, blindsided, or betrayed if you started something? Or do you think they'd support you, maybe even root for you? If your friendship is strong and built on trust, being honest and respectful with them can go a long way. Third, where does he stand? Have you noticed signs that he might feel the same? Is he kind to you in ways that feel intentional? Does he go out of his way to talk to you, make you laugh, or make time for you? Or are you unsure where he stands? If there's mutual interest, that's a powerful green light. If you do want to go for it, here's how. Start small. You don't have to declare your love with a dramatic monologue. Get to know him more intentionally, show interest, be a little flirty if it feels right. Gauge his response. If he seems open or reciprocates, that's your cue to get braver. Talk to your friend. Before anything becomes official, tell your best friend. Honesty up front is everything. Hey, I didn't plan this, but I think I might have feelings for your brother. I'd never want to hurt you or make things weird. Final thought. If your feelings are real and respectful and the connection is mutual, you're not doing anything wrong. Some of the best love stories come from unexpected places, but they require care, communication, and courage. So yes, you can go for it gently, mindfully, and with an open heart. Want help figuring out how to bring it up with your friend or him specifically?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Got it. You're ready to move forward, but you want to handle this with care. That says a lot about your character. Let's take this step by step. You have 2 key conversations ahead, one with your best friend and one with her brother. Here's how to approach both. Step 1, talk to your best friend. Timing and setting. Do this in a calm, private space, not over text or in a group setting. Somewhere casual, like during a walk or coffee, where you both feel safe and relaxed. What to say, example, "Hey, I wanted to talk to you about something that's been on my mind." It's a little awkward, and I hope it doesn't change anything between us, because your friendship means the world to me. I've started to realize I might have feelings for your brother. I didn't expect it, but I really respect him, and more importantly, I care about what you think. I'd never act on anything without knowing how you feel about it first. Why this works. It's honest and mature. It shows you value her and the friendship. It opens the door for a real conversation, not just a confession. Best case, she's surprised, maybe teases you a little, but ultimately supports you. Harder case, she needs time, feels protective or unsure. Let her sit with it, don't rush her. Step 2, talk to him if friend is cool with it. Start casual, don't go straight to "I love you." Instead, open the door to see if he feels the same. Example, "Hey, this might sound bold, but I've kind of started seeing you in a different light. I like you. I don't know if it's mutual, but I thought I'd be brave and tell you." Or even simpler, "I was wondering if you'd want to hang out, just the two of us sometime. No pressure, but I'd like to get to know you more." You're not making it weird. You're giving him a chance to meet you halfway. A few tips. If your best friend isn't okay with it at all, give her space. The friendship comes first, and she may come around later. If she is okay, still be respectful. Don't flaunt the relationship, especially early on. Listen to your gut. If he doesn't seem interested or engaged, you'll know. Protect your heart, too. Want to practice what you'll say with me? I can help you rehearse the convo, or even help you write a message if you'd rather start that way.
No thank you. Okay, wow, guys, that's like a mixture of between like speaking to a therapist and your best friend. I'm actually a little astounded by the supportive underlying nature of this response. I mean, what you don't see here is on the screen, they even went as far as to putting little hearts in the text and little emojis and whatnot, which that's whoa, right? A lot of it is very, very basic common sense, in my opinion. However, unfortunately, a lot of the general public kind of seems to be lacking that. So, and just, I guess, putting that out there for certain individuals may be quite beneficial. It's kind of sad to have to say that, but I mean, that is the reality of the situation. The advice is good, for the most part. And yeah, I don't know. I wasn't expecting like as detailed or in depth. And then I'm also like a little curious about how that conversation would go if I were to practice with it, right? I mean, practice having the conversation with AI. I'm also kind of curious, like, how accurate it would be, you know? Like, to actually test it with that and then I'd have to be in that same situation in real life to actually see the accuracy of how it could play out. But, yeah, gosh, guys, I don't know. Is AI the future for therapy? I don't know. The way the world's going, it might even replace best friends. Who knows? Gosh, I hope not. Yeah. Well, anyways, that is that for that experiment. Thank you, AI. I am now done with you. But now let's talk a little bit on the nitty gritty of the best friends, brothers trope. I mean, AI didn't really get into all the aspects you should actually look at. It kind of was a like general overview, if you will. But in the reality, there's just so much more to it. It is a very in-depth subject you have to really, really look deep into to be able to come to any of these conclusions if you want to go for it or not in the first place. So let's take a look at what that looks like and what questions you should be asking and things you should probably be thinking and what I in general would be thinking as well, or what would go through my mind if I were actually in that scenario. All right, here we go. Okay, so before I start throwing all my questions and thoughts at you, I want you to kind of put yourself in a mindset really quick. Think about if you were not in the MC's position, but rather in the best friend's position. If that was your brother that your best friend was in love with. And let's assume that your brother's not a schmuck. Let's assume that he's actually a decent guy and you guys have a pretty good rapport, a pretty good relationship, okay? So my question that I want you to kind of like mull around in your head a little bit, kind of ponder, is would you be okay with your best friend dating your brother? Or would that be something, would you feel like, I don't know, would you feel jealous maybe? Like you're losing your best friend a little bit to your sibling? Um, or would you be happy and support it? So I kind of want you like to think about that for a second before we jump into the whole other side here from the MC's perspective. What do you guys think? Okay, think about that. Okay, so now we're going to look at this from the stance of two separate scenarios. Scenario one, you're the main character, and you are absolutely head over heels for your best friend's brother, okay? Let's say that you've known this family for several years. You know that he's a good guy, he's safe. You enjoy being around him a lot. You think he feels the same? I guess at this point, there'd be a lot of questions that would come into play, right? Like, does he feel the same? How would your best friend feel about it? And overall, I guess, is this really a scenario you even would touch with a 10-foot pole? I mean, is it worth risking a friendship or the awkwardness that might follow? And what I mean by that is assuming you did date the brother and it didn't work out. And let's say, just for argument's sake, to drive the point home, it ended terribly. So badly that you don't even want to be around him. Maybe he cheated, maybe he just told you he didn't feel the same, and he was just using you, whatever. Let's pretend that this ended really, really awfully. Like, how would that affect the dynamic between you and your best friend? You know what I'm saying? Like, would you feel awkward around her? I mean, obviously, you probably wouldn't want to go if they shared the same house and still lived together. You obviously probably wouldn't want to be in that space anymore, so that dynamic would switch. Is the aftermath that would follow too detrimental to even want to, I guess, attempt the relationship? So yeah, for scenario one, thinking he might feel the same, going for it, and then it blowing up in your face. That, to me, obviously, probably wouldn't be worth it, right? But what do you think? Do you think that you would go for it? Have you gone for it? If you have, write in. I want to know how this worked out for you. I want to know what had to take place in order for it to all fall into place. I guess my questions would be, did you tell your best friend right away? Did you talk to the brother first? Did you make the first move? And how did it come to be? Yeah, so if you've gone through this, I would love to hear your personal experiences. So please write in. Okay, so now we're going to look at scenario two. All right, so scenario two. You are head over heels for your best friend's brother. He feels the same about you, you know, by the way he's acted and little things he's done here or there. My mind goes to these two questions. What would happen if the MC went for it? And what would happen if she didn't? Now, trying to put myself in the MC's shoes. If I were the main character and this was actually happening to me in real life, and I had feelings for my best friend's brother, and I'm not talking like, oh, it's, you know, puppy love or whatever. These are real, true, intense feelings, right? That could be like a lifelong sort of thing. If that's the case, my mind goes to what would happen if I ignored it. If I ignored it, would I start to have feelings of resentment eventually? Would I regret it forever for never giving it a chance? And what if I ended up not being friends with my best friend anymore? Would I always look back and question what if? What if I would have given it a shot? Would things have been different? Or am I happy with the fact that I didn't go for it because I didn't ruin our friendship? Things didn't get messy. Because let's face it, things can get real messy. So yeah, in a nutshell, these two scenarios, you know, scenario one that you do go for it, and scenario two, you don't and you regret it. What AI failed to do was look at that real human element of feelings that are caused by the aftermath. You know, what direction you go in, you usually look to the future. I mean, most people don't typically just go acting all impulsively and just go for it based on preliminary stuff. They kind of like look to what the future might look like, what the consequences may be, you know? And I don't know that AI actually went far enough into what the consequences would be. They looked at, yeah, maybe your friend might get mad at you, or you should approach her gently because she might change her mind and be supportive later. Yeah, sure, great. That's all true and wonderful, but there's a little bit more to it, to this whole scenario, than just that preliminary stuff, you know? So yeah, alright guys, if you're on Spotify, I want you to write in, give me your thoughts on this, let me know if you've experienced it firsthand, what that looked like. And also, go ahead and do our poll for the day. Our poll is, would you go for it if you had true feelings for your best friend's brother? Or would you not touch it with a 10-foot pole? Let me know. Can't wait to hear your responses. Thank you for joining in today's Real Talk. Can't wait to catch you next time. And tune in Tuesday for our brand new read.